Hello there, welcome to another Basics of the Bible video. My name is Christopher Scott and I'm doing these series of videos going book by book through the Bible, and today we're going to look at the book of Deuteronomy. So if you're new to these videos, I have a playlist down there in the description at the very top where you can click on that link and watch all the videos for free that I have provided and published here on YouTube. And so today we're going to talk about Deuteronomy and look at this amazing book. Okay, Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy was written by Moses. I've talked about that in my introduction to the Pentateuch video. You can find a link up there and watch that. Deuteronomy was written by Moses between 1446 and 1406, likely closer to 1406 based on the events that happen in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, in the one-word description, before I talk about it, is reminding. That's our one-word description, and there's some notes in the description of this video. Reminding is the one word we could use to describe what Deuteronomy is about. Deuteronomy is one of the richest Old Testament books. It contains history and prophecy. It reminds Israel of what they have done in the past and provides a clear path of obedience for the future. Sadly, Moses also says what will happen if they don't follow that path. Moses gives the law to them, again, on the edge of the promised land, and anoints their new leader, Joshua. Okay, so that's a little bit about the book of Deuteronomy. The title of the book, Deuteronomy, I like to talk about where we get that title from because it tells us what the book is about. The Hebrew starts with Ele ha-devarim. Ele ha-devarim. So in the Pentateuch, there's a tradition to start, you title a book based on the first word from the first verse. That's the tradition within the Hebrew Bible. And the Bibles that we read, the Old Testament, are taken from the Hebrew. The Old Testament was originally written in Hebrew, and that was the custom. You gave a book its title based on the first word of the first verse. And here, it's really two words, but the first one, ele, is a demonstrative, these. And ha-devarim is the words. So it says these words, these the words, ha-devarim. That's what it comes from. And these are the words that Moses is giving to them again. Moses' sermon that he's giving to them. These words, Moses' words, Moses' reminding to them. But our title, Deuteronomy, comes from the Septuagint. So the Septuagint is a translation of the Hebrew into Greek, the LXX. The Septuagint is a translation from the original Hebrew into Greek, and our Protestant evangelical Bibles follow those titles that are in the Septuagint. And that title is called Deuteronomion. I took 3 semesters of Greek in seminary. I passed them all, but my enunciation is still a little shaky. Deuteronomion. And it's probably from a faulty translation of Deuteronomy 17:18. The second giving of the law is probably where that comes from. But it really is reminding people. Deuteronomy is Moses speaking to the nation of Israel, saying, this is what God has done, this is what God has promised, you need to obey, and if you don't obey, this is what's going to happen. And I think the key verses of Deuteronomy is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 9, which is what's called the Shema. Shema means listen. In Hebrew, these verses are called the Shema. Deuteronomy 6:4 says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. These words which I am commanding you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your sons and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontals on your forehead. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Moses tells them, listen, God is one. Keep these words with you as you walk along, as you lay down. Tie them on your doorposts. Put them on your forehead, whatever it takes, not literally on your forehead, but make it inside your brain, on the frontal side of your brain, so you're always thinking about it. That's the essence of what he's going for there in Hebrew. It's the reminding. Deuteronomy is the reminding to them of what God has said and what God has promised to them. Deuteronomy also talks about the transfer of leadership from Moses to Joshua. So if you've read, Deuteronomy 31:7 says that it was time for Moses to die and Joshua to take over. And Joshua had been Moses' assistant through those 40 years in the wilderness and was prepared and equipped and ready to lead them into the promised land. An outline that I like from Ken Hanna's book, From Moses to Malachi, he says the first 4 chapters of Deuteronomy are history, where they've been. Chapters 4 through 26 are covenant life. What is it like within the covenant of God? And then chapters 28 through 30, 27 through 30, ratification, making that covenant real. And then chapters 31 through 34, continuity, from Moses to Joshua, transferring that leadership on to them. So Deuteronomy was written in about 1406. That's when Moses died, and that's when the nation of Israel enters the promised land. So they left Egypt in 1406, enter the promised land in 1446 is when they left Egypt. 1406 is when they enter the promised land. I do these videos in one take. I don't edit or take time to make sure I always say the perfect thing. I want to be real with you and just speak to you about what I think the Bible teaches. So sorry about that. So that's our brief introduction, basics of the Bible for the book of Deuteronomy. Thanks for watching. You're welcome to subscribe if you want to get updates on future videos. Or there's a link in the first comment down there where you can click on that link and subscribe to my monthly email newsletter. I promise that I send you 1 email a month that has links to my newest articles that I've had published, as well as my newest YouTube videos. So thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon on another video.